Tea time!
Hi, I'm April.
And hi, I'm Wendy.
And we're coming to you from
Black Star World Headquarters.
Today we're going to continue on our series about mortgages.
The story arc completes today with part 3.
Part 3.
So today we thought we'd talk about putting the deal together, man. Now that you know some of the pitfalls, know some of the language, let's talk about actually executing on a mortgage.
Well, I think the first thing, if you're going to buy a new home, first thing that you should do is go to either a mortgage broker or to the bank, whoever you have a relationship with.
What do you think the pros and cons are? Because I mean, there's, the bank you have an existing relationship with, but it's just one institution, whereas the brokers have access to different things.
So for me, I wanted a mortgage broker, and for a number of reasons, because the mortgage broker can work you through the process, get a professional.
Well, especially I think if you have anything that's a unique thing about your situation. Different institutions have different client profiles that they work best with. If you're a first-time buyer versus renewing,
yes.
This new stress test, the teaser you did last time, why don't you talk a bit more about that?
As of January 2018, if you are qualifying for, if you're going to qualify for a mortgage, it doesn't matter if you are a first-time home buyer, as Wendy was saying, or if you're renewing a mortgage, or if you have the 20% down that we talked about before, so that you don't have to have an insured mortgage. You have to qualify for the Bank of Canada rate, which is about 4.99 today, or 20 basis points or 2 basis points above what you've qualified for. So let's say you got a rate 2% for you, you still would have to qualify for
4%. Isn't such a bad thing, because for every $100,000, every percentage up is going to cost you about $50 a month. So if you had to go 2 points, it's about $100 a month. And if you can't do that in 5 years when you renew, you may not be able to afford your mortgage.
I agree with you. I don't think it's totally a bad thing.
It just makes it harder sometimes for first-timers in particular.
Well, It's interesting you say that, because even if you're qualifying for a mortgage, if you have a mortgage now and your term that we talked about before came up and you need to requalify for a mortgage or get another term, you're still going to have to go through that stress test, which unless you stay with your current lender.
Institution.
So that's could limit your ability to shop, which could limit your ability to get
a better rate. Yeah, it's interesting when it goes to renew, a lot of times you get this automatic letter with a rate, and I think that's just the starting point. You should be able to negotiate that down.
Yes, I never take that rate. I always go and
ask for better. Yeah, so there's a lot of different options, and I think it's important. This is such a big purchase, right? Or this is one of your largest assets for many people. And I think a lot of us have all been guilty of just signing it and signing 5 million times on that document and not necessarily reading and understanding the clauses. And I think it's important that we take the time to do that. So those are things to also consider, and deal with professionals, call April and I, do what you gotta do so that you can make this work for you.
And now we need to put.
Okay, here we go. So close, April. I'm gonna go up to about here.
Oh, now you're telling me.
Well, what doesn't work, one should adjust.
There you go.
Awesome.
I'm not sure if that close means progress, but we'll go with it.
Well, it is. I got it in.
Right.
All right. Till next time.